Vanessa, je crois.
Hello.
Hello.
Elle a dit bonjour. So she's going to translate the interpretation of this piece because there's no translation, so that as I say it, you know what I'm saying.
Ok, alors je vais traduire seulement le début où elle vous explique de quoi elle va parler après, pour qu'après vous vous applaudissiez au bon moment.
So in this piece, I use the analogy of a child and how when they're little, they draw and they color, and to them, they are the best artists in the world. But as they grow up and they look back at their drawing books, they realize they actually weren't coloring well.
Alors, elle dit que le thème de ce texte, c'est sur les enfants qui font des coloriages. Et quand ils colorent, coloriage, enfin bref, quand ils font ça, ils se disent ouais, je suis vraiment un artiste, ouais, j'adore ce que je fais, etc. Mais quand ils grandissent, ils commencent à être hyper critiques et à trouver que leurs dessins sont moches.
So this happened to me in terms of spoken word poetry, and before I came here, I had gone through a period where I was like, do I really know what I'm doing? Am I doing it properly? Because I started out with all this psych and energy, and then I looked back and I saw all the imperfections, and I went, and I wanted to hide, but I realized it's a stage, and just before I came, I was writing more and opening up and realizing it's about growth, and once I came here, and I understood what you were all saying through your body language and your heart and just your emotions, I realized it doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be said. And thank you for that. And this is my 10 that has come from you.
Ok. Non, elle a dit que... Oui. Que, voilà, en fait, l'analogie qu'elle a trouvée des enfants qui aiment leur dessin et ensuite quand ils vieillissent, ils aiment plus leur dessin, c'est, même si elle est extrêmement jeune, enfin en tout cas par rapport à moi, enfin bref. Elle a dit que ses textes aussi, au début quand elle écrivait, au tout début elle était hyper motivée, genre ah, je suis hyper contente d'écrire, ça fait du bien, etc. Et au bout d'un moment elle a commencé à devenir critique envers ses textes. Et donc, elle a bien réfléchi, elle s'est dit mais en fait c'est juste une étape. C'est juste des étapes, et on passe des étapes, et en fait on devient critique, plus on s'améliore. Et en fait, vous voir, ça l'a vraiment beaucoup inspirée parce qu'elle s'est rendue compte qu'on pouvait énormément communiquer aux gens sans les mots, sans les comprendre, parce que le malgache chez nous on ne comprend pas en fait. Et donc ça lui a énormément appris, et du coup pour elle, vous êtes ses 10 à elle. Oh.
I started out by crawling and walking and running, all in a non-sequential cycle, and I loved it. All mixed up, but it felt just right. I felt like I finally belonged in a place where I could draw, color, and paint all that I saw, heard, thought, and felt in a way that said it with a depth like no other, and still hid it, with an intriguing mystery. A place where I found people like me, and still also different, a place of enchanting paradoxes. I started spoken word poetry by crawling and walking and running, all in a non-sequential cycle, and I loved it. But as time passed by, the scales of my naivety fell off from my eyes. I began to see more of the differences that existed and how imperfect the place could get. I began to see how I had been drawing all the wrong curves and lines, coloring in and out of the lines with the wrong shades and spots, and I thought of how blunt the color pencils were, how oily and messy the crayons were, what paint brushes I should have used instead, how I used the wrong paper, how imperfect my hands were, how unintelligent and immature my thoughts were, how wrong I sounded and moved, how everything about me was wrong. What had they seen in my work? What had they seen in me? What was it that made them listen to this soft voice, scared of doing so much, this indecisive jill of traits that does so much? I echoed their dark, hidden remarks to myself. So I had a battle of whether to throw away my tools or to keep going on, as the floods of words kept flowing through, but I kept them in, locked up, afraid of them not being enough. Not enough to dilute the tears flowing on his face, so pure enough to refresh her skin and within. I kept the floods of words locked in, but I could only do so much. See, nature always takes its course. No matter how much you want to resist or alter it, it bangs even louder, below, above, through the obstacle. Even if it leads to destruction, it must take its course. So the floods began breaking through, cracks in walls, forcefully compelling me to write and shaming me to perform those freed words, but fear still lingered on. And I tried fixing the crack, going back to my cocoon, but a thunderstorm of words occurred. With cyclones of inspiration, I found that here in Madagascar, we're all troubled people on earth, but we're still alive. And even if nothing else can prove it, that's a reason to still hold on to hope. And I have seen this through your eyes, the light up paths to your hearts. I see struggle, pain, frustration, revolution, love, hope, truth. The journey to truth. A journey few take and I was afraid of, and I probably still am. But I can feel you holding my hands, teaching me to listen with my heart, to see the shapes of your face, read your smiles and your frowns, your body movements, hear your anger and your joy, feel your energy, even if I do not understand your tongue. Because of this, I now feel rain and sun. I am in darkness and in light. I am walking, I am crawling, I am running, just like the start, but even better. And I now see those baby artworks as perfect in that moment in time. They were, and they still are, beautiful. Perfect, imperfect, pure, devoid of the need to impress, full of expression and purity, and will forever decorate the corridors of my heart. And with that as a foundation, I am now learning to eat meat, discovering and diving in deeper into my heart, my mind, and my being, to share with those I come across and those that resonate with this. I now see the beauty in mistakes, the rights, the in-betweens, and the relative. I think that at certain points in time in life, we find ourselves crawling and walking and running, all in a non-sequential cycle. But as imperfect as that may be, it can be beautiful. As we embrace growth, as we remember that the beauty is in the journey. And this is the 10, this is my 10. Merci beaucoup for guiding me to it.